More random Jeremy Sowerby memories. Basically, yeah, he used to put himself up as some hotshot guy, like he's some like powerful, rich person. Where if he was, maybe he wasn't showing or bragging off that much. He kind of just dressed nicely and stuff like that. But he would always say stuff like, "Oh, you got to dress to success, whatever." Now, maybe later in his career, since he, ripped me off, maybe he became richer and started dressing like that. I don't know. But I do remember he used to preach it a lot. And he himself didn't dress that way, at least not always. So maybe he didn't quite have a lot of money then, or else he would have. Maybe he was just getting involved in the scams, and I could have been one of his first that he scammed, at least 3 or 4 years into it, more towards the beginning of his career as a scammer. Um, just my take on it. But I think that's another reason maybe he stole and all that because he wanted to be powerful because that's the image he's always presented in himself. Of course, now it's all fraudulently, right? When he bought his, Teslas and Rolls Royce, or so I hear, and all this, lavish lifestyle. I don't believe he had that lifestyle when he was around me and stuff. Again, I didn't hang out with the guy outside it, but like it seemed like he wasn't at least showing it off. He would talk about, being big and powerful and like talking about money and stuff, but he himself didn't drive the nicest cars. He didn't dress in the nicest clothes. So, um, again, it's just a thought I had. And also, I do remember some different sides of him as well. Again, these are red flags. These are things people can watch out for. But I remember one time at his house, that's where people are in their comfort zone too. So if you're ever at someone's house and they act up, or I believe they're more comfortable in acting up because that they're able to do it in that setting because they're not in public. But one time he had like a belt and like his dog was acting up or wouldn't stop barking, and then he just got a belt and was like just angry and pissed off, like where's that dog? Like he was like a different side of him. Like I never saw that side. Most of the time when I'm around him, he's calm, cool, collective around people. So like again, sometimes I guess these bad people can trigger out aggressiveness in a way that if it's different than the way they are normally acting, you could say, well, is that his real self or is the other way his real self? Now, mind you, it still could have both been himself because I have my moments of being in a bad mood. So maybe I am even looking into that too much too. Although, again, I know he's a scammer. But basically, like, his bad side came out. It looked evil. Like, where's that dog? Like, he snapped the belt. Like, I'm not saying I ever saw him whip the dog, whatever, but like he looked angry, like he hated that dog or he wanted the dog to shut up. So again, it's a memory I have of him. Another memory too was with one of the church services where, like, when people pray and stuff, some people just bow their head, some people just look around, or you could pray internally, whatever you want. But a lot of people at the church service kind of, how they kind of put a hand up like this and stuff. I remember I kind of looked over at Jeremy and like people around him were doing that, and he just kind of in a very rigid motion kind of went like to pretend that he was like praying, trying to fit in. And again, that's a red flag because like the motion in which he did it was so unorthodox, like he was forcing it. It's kind of like you could tell if someone smokes or not, right? Because it's like a natural motion or movement. People who are all rigid and like like all like they're like lighting the cigarette like this, or they don't know how to like, you know what I mean, like inhale it while they're lighting it or whatever. If the motion is unnatural, you can tell, okay, that person is not a smoker. He's just pretending to be. So again, there's just another memory I had of Jeremy, um, when he did that. So I just wanted to share those. I don't think I posted those on other videos. So again, this is my memories and journal of Jeremy because I had a witness, experiences knowing the guy for like 2.5 years. And also in past videos, I didn't say stuff like, 15 years ago. It was actually 14 and a half years ago when he last ripped me off and all that. So it's less than 15 years. But again, give or take a year, year and a half. when you go that far back, you kind of lose track of dates and stuff. Um, I mean, I could go back and do like the math as far as like what year it was, right? 14 and a half years ago was, like 2009. So, like, just do it that way. But, anyways, I wasn't always, accurate, so to speak, in some of my dates. But again, what I said was still truthful. I was just um, giving round numbers. And then also, too, I wasn't entirely, like, confident when I'm talking about, like, Joe Dana. I think that's his name. Or, Luis Ortega. Obviously, I knew that's their name. I think because I just have one film shot to get everything correct. I kind of get nervous in what I say and I second guess myself. So I didn't mean to like forget what those people's names were. Because obviously I'm into the case. I've been talking to, well, not talking, more so text with, Joe Dana. I've only had that one conversation with him, by the way. So maybe we'll talk more. I don't know. But again, if enough stories are out there on Jeremie, he may not need to talk to me. I never actually emailed him about meeting up. I was just emailing him other stuff. Uh, I'm still hesitant to email him. Like, I feel he could reach out to me if he wants to talk. I don't want to like force anything, but yeah, it was a cool experience, doing it over the phone. And then, like I said, within 2 hours later, Channel 12 News posting that right after our short conversation for like 2 or 3 minutes, um, or at least under 5 minutes. And again, I wish they had or showed better sound bites of what I said, but they picked and choose what they wanted to show, and that's cool. It was still truthful. It's just, and I know they're limited on time because it was like a 2 minute, 42-second sound segment. Uh, although this recent one they posted on Jeremie was like 4 minutes, 4.5, so that's cool. I always like to go on there to see like newest updates and whatnot, but it looks like he might be some kind of kingpin guy, like the leader of some organized crime when all said and done. At least that's the impression I got from the last clip on him. But yeah, we'll see how it works out. I know one guy mentioned how he did a tour of those bit mining machines, or so-called machines that mine for Bitcoin, and he didn't know or can tell if they're plastic containers, but he just knew it looked fishy. And his friend, I guess, right on the spot, poured down 20 grand. But his intuition and conscience told him, yeah, don't do it. This doesn't look right. And sure enough, he was right, because, it was just plastic containers. So I thought that was pretty cool how he trusted his instincts and everything. Again, something I guess I didn't do. But I guess that's what happens when you want friendship or you see the good in somebody. You sometimes get blinded by like their crookedness or the inconsistencies in how they act, um, or just like the confidence in what they say, even when they're wrong. That in itself should raise a red flag. So again, I'm learning a lot from all this. But yeah, those are just some more memories and thoughts I have of Jeremie. And again, if there's anything else I can think of, I will definitely post that. So, but all right, until next video, peace.